Hello guys, welcome back to yet another episode of the Puerto Rico's Cabio channel. My name is Manuel Santiago and today we are talking audio. Now, the secret sauce, the edits that I use to edit this footage from sounding like this, which it's not that as bad quality audio as you would get from other equipments, because right now I am using the DJI mics with some kind of wind protection because it is very windy here in the beach, as you can see from the waves that are right behind me on this view, on this beautiful view of my hometown in Aguadilla. But with a simple 10 to 15 minute edit, you can upgrade any quality from any microphones. This is a question that I've been asked a ton of times. What's your secret sauce in terms of audio editing? How do you get your audio sounding like you get it sounding? And yes, for a matter of fact, I am shooting this video with that purpose. It is a DJI Friday, even though it might come out on Saturday because of the editing. But yeah, it is very beautiful here on my hometown today, and I will leave you with some footage from this very, very beautiful, awesome place. Let's go. Okay guys, so fun fact, I had recorded the entire tutorial. So when I finished talking, I saw that my Atomos right there, a little precious little device, was not recording, and it did not record the tutorial. I just recorded very, very nice audio through this Sennheiser 416. So yeah, let's give it another go. My name is Manuel Santiago, and I'm gonna show you my secret sauce when editing audio for your clips. Now, everything likes to complicate themselves a lot, but I only like to use 3 effects that will give you boost in quality in all of your footage, no matter if you're inside of a studio or out on the field. Now, for the first step on this tutorial, to jump right into it, is to up your volume. Now, to properly do it, you will select the 2 of your clips. In this case, I'm recording stereo audio, so it will have 2 linked clips. Right click, go to here where it says audio gain, and you're gonna get this option right here at the bottom. It says normalize all peaks too, and right there I have found the -6. It's like a universal standard of loudness on social media throughout all of the devices like laptops, tablets, even phones. Okay, so -6 on your audio gain. Now let's hear the footage. Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo. It's not bad sounding quality, but it could be better, and we're gonna really boost that sound quality by using one of my favorite tools, which is the parametric equalizer. It's an effect where you have to go into the effects tab and write down, at least if you write down the first letter, it will jump right up here, parametric equalizer. You're gonna deselect both clips, and if they are linked, when you drag parametric equalizer to them, it's like magic, boom, it's activated on both of them, and you will get to edit the parametric equalizer on one of them, and it will automatically sync the other one up. So let's hit edit inside of the effect, and you will see this linear graph. If we play the footage. Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and video. Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and you will see this whole array of peaks, and that is where your voice resides, that is where your noise resides, that is where all of your sound resides. If we'll take a look to the left of the graph, we can see a letter L, and that is for low tones. That's the bass region of this whole section. I have a rule of thumb, and that is to activate high pass filter whenever I'm filming voiceovers, because voices are always mid to high tonality, So we want to eliminate a lot of unnecessary rumble, which a lot of air conditioners, a lot of wind produces when it buffets your microphone. And yeah, we really want to get rid of those. So now getting rid of those, but then we see numbers 1 through 5. Number 1, we are not gonna touch it yet. What we are gonna touch next is the midtones, because in the midtones, inside of those midtones, there are some nasty, really nasty high pitch tones that you really want to eliminate, and that is in fact the real boost in quality inside of this tutorial. This is the hidden gem. This is the sauce. So to eliminate those frequencies, we're gonna start with number 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna start here with number 2. And you see here, it says L, it controls the L. The number 1 controls the number 1. We're not gonna touch it yet. And number 2, yes, we can start playing with it. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna up the dB, the decibels, to be able to hear those high pitched notes hidden inside of your footage. But we have to make this peak that we just did a lot narrower. And we go to the second number here, it says 2. We up that number and you see that peak narrowing up. And when you play your footage,
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo
you
and
cannot
video.
hear those yet, because you have to up your decibels, let's say to an exaggerated number of 30, around 30. Then you make your curve a little bit more narrower, like that, like a needle. You play it,
Okay, so cameras are
and
dedicated
there is
to
like a deep rumble, but that's not what we're actually looking for. What we're actually looking for is a very like high pitch horrible sound that you will find. So you have to play your footage until and move the hertz right here on the under the 2 column until you find that noise. It is like fishing. It requires a little bit of patience, but we will find it.
photo and video.
Oh,
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and
see,
video.
that is noise contamination on your footage, on your audio sample right now. And
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and video.
there,
Okay, so cameras are dedicated
some of this
to
noise, it comes and goes, but others are persistent, and those are the frequencies that you really want to tone down. Now, to tone them down, you simply go to your decibels
photo and video.
and
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and video.
you eliminate the volume for that particular noise or high-pitched noise that was hidden inside of the midsection of your footage. Now we move to number 3 and we do the exact same thing. We fish out those noise frequencies. So I'm gonna speed it up a little bit so you guys can hear the end result. And we can know, oh, not the end result, but we can move to the low and to the high part of your footage and really give this a real boost in quality. And there we have it. Now we have all of those midsection noises toned down. Let's see how it sounds without the effect.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo
Now
and
with the
video.
effect.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated
We
to
cannot
photo.
hear a difference yet, but yes, now it's the fun part. We have to up the low tones by grabbing the L inside of the lowest part of our footage and giving it an overall boost with this key, with this L that we have right here.
Photo and video. Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo
That
and
makes
video.
our footage a little bit more hearty, a little bit more bassy. Let's give it a little bit of more boost with the number 1. We really need to make number 1 wider right here. I think there it's good.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and
And
video.
as you can see, I have a really like a little bit of a high pitch voice. And that's actually really good because it can give you a lot more clarity in what I am trying to convey or say. But we also need to boost the high frequencies, being able to compress or give a little bit more contrast to the audio, if you will. Now we take the H, we drag it up, and as you can see, we cannot overdo this because you will be dragging those noise frequencies a little bit up as well. But right around there, I think that we are golden. Let's hear this one more time.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and video.
There we have very, very nice quality, very, very nice sounding quality. Let's hear it without the effect.
Okay,
Now
so cameras are dedicated to photo and video.
You can notice a real jump in quality just by tweaking this graph a little bit. Remember, engage the high pass filter, which will eliminate low rumble, unnecessary rumble from your footage. Eliminate those high pitch noise sounds that you will encounter on the mid section, and then boost the highs and lows of your footage, and you will achieve a lot more contrast, a lot more compression, and you will gain a lot more clarity on what you are trying to communicate. If it's an interview, if it's a YouTube video as this one, this is one of my favorite tools. The parametric equalizer can really transform your audio. Now that we have that, we need to bring a really powerful tool, another powerful tool into this equation, and that is the effect of dynamics. Go to the effects tab. If you're using Premiere Pro, of course, you go for dynamics. Now, dynamics. The same thing, you unselect both clips. If you are doing stereo, if you're doing mono, you will only have one channel and you won't need to deselect anything, and you drag and drop. As easy as that. Now, let's get into dynamics. Right in dynamics, you will see AutoGate, which we will not cover here. Now, the compressor is really important. And the other thing that we will be touching, it won't be expander, but it will be the limiter. The limiter and compressor, the only two things that we will manipulate inside of the dynamics effect. Now, the compressor is a very powerful tool. It will try to eliminate those low noises from your footage. Noises like a little bit of hiss noise, a little bit of reverb, those noises that are not exactly what we are trying to convey on our footage, but it will make the loudest and either to say things closer to the microphones very clear and very high. So let's give it a try. I always like to start with my ratio, giving it a little bit around 1.2. And what you are trying to do is manipulate these two first knobs and try to see if the graph starts moving. When the graph starts moving, you're basically good. So I like to start at 1.2, and here in the threshold, I like to start around 28. I mean, negative 28. Okay, so once you have your 1.2 and your negative 28, you can press the compressor, engage the compressor.
Okay,
and as
so
you can
cameras,
see, it is moving. It gets moving. And now, since it's moving a little bit, because you don't want to overdo this effect,
are dedicated to photo
you
and
can
video.
really up your makeup. Attack and release, we are not gonna touch or cover them, okay? So under the makeup, at the beginning of the clip, we upped our gain to -6. Now we're gonna give it 6.4. I always like to give it a little bit on the positive side. And now let's hear this.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and video.
As you can see, awesome sounding quality. The only thing left to do here inside of Dynamics is the limiter. The limiter, if someone is shouting, if some weird loud noise explodes, and you definitely have to keep it inside of your recordings, the way that that sound is not gonna clip and it's not gonna be distorted on your final production is with limiter. Limiter will keep all of those sounds right there under that threshold of -6. So -6 here. And let's play back the footage one more time.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and
And
video.
as you can see, the limit red thing here, the red light for limit, it light up. So that means that it's at a certain point on our footage, the footage was clipping, but the limiter kept the volume at -6 as we wanted it, and we didn't hear any distortion at all. Let's hear it without the effect.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and video.
Lot more clarity than we had. And now we can say that we are done here. But there's one step more that I like to do when editing my footage. For footage that is outside on the field where you have all kinds of birds, cars, wind noise, a lot of noise, uncontrolled environment, I like to use the denoise. But in this case, we are on a studio where there are not so many sounds, maybe only the air conditioner and the dreaded reverb, the echoes that are inside of the not sound treated rooms. And there's a de-reverb option, and we have it right there. We just have to drag and drop it, and it usually does a very good job without touching it. If you ever need to touch it, it is a simple slider that you can adjust to say, hey, there's a lot of echo or there's no echo at all, and we just need a safety, like a safety effect. So let's hear this footage with all of the enhancements already applied to it, which are only 3.
Okay, so cameras are dedicated to photo and
now
video.
let's hear it without the effect.
Cameras are dedicated to photo and video.
Let's hear it with the edits.
Are dedicated to photo and video
As microphones are dedicated to audio recording. Awesome quality, right? Just with 3 simple effects. I am definitely going to export these 3 effects as a preset so you guys can play with them. And in many cases, if you are using the DJI mics or you have the 416, this is a really base to start your audio edits. So I'm gonna provide that to you guys on a link on the description down below. So guys, there you have it. If you need to upgrade the quality of your footage, of your audio, you can download the preset that I will be putting in the description down below. It's called the secret sauce for audio. So if you download that and you get that preset inside of Premiere Pro, you will be getting that exact same edit that I just did for you guys. And it is really easy to manipulate, so you can use it as a base. As you saw from the footage from the drone was moving like crazy. And I have a Mavic 3 drone. So the Mavic 3 drone is really strong, but the winds were stronger and it was really windy. The waves were crashing. We had a lot of birds, traffic, a lot of loud music. It was terrible feel to be filming, but I wanted to do that because you will encounter situations, very extreme situations out on the field as well. So this 3-step simple solution will work with crazy fields like that, or in a controlled environment like a studio, as we are right now. And now, before the video is over, I wanted to give you guys an announcement, and it is that I am doing custom body and lens caps for the RF mount as well as the EF mount and the Sony E mount as well. This is an 85 1.2 and I was able to produce some quite elegant and some quite good designs. And if you have your own logo and you want to try to put that particular logo in a lens cap or in a body cap for that matter, I can give it a shot. Just go to my Etsy shop, which I will link up in the description down below. And yeah, if you use the code BABYCOMEBACK, you will receive an instant discount. I will put the discount code on the comment section down below. So that means if you watch this video, you will get right then and there a discount code on your next purchase of a custom lens cap. So guys, without further ado, if you have found value inside of this video, please consider subscribing. That will help me a lot. And as always, I will see you in my next video.